Welcome back, Rivals. This is Xonia, and you are in the zone. Today, we're going to be taking a look at another top 25. Today, we'll be taking a look at my top 25 2-star cards. I know it sounds like a lot, but there are just so many good ones. So please, don't force me to show only 10. We'll go through the bottom ones faster, I promise. Also, there's less of a chance of you hating me because I have 15 more to choose your favorite. Alright, so let's take a look at the history of 2-star cards, then a breakdown of the clans and rarities, rules for choosing my top 25, and then the top 25. So first, because I like to try and throw in some interesting trivia into my videos, here's a list of all the 2-star cards that were part of the original launch of UR in February 2006, at least as far as I could find out. Miru, Li Hoi-chun, Morla, Nobro Cybix, Wardog, Pino, Wanda, Ogun Q, Haley, Aurelia, Rebecca, Sandy, and Bob Joby. And the first 2-star cards released after that in 2006? Well, that would be Ricardo on May 22nd, MCDK and K-Cube on July 3rd, and after that on July 31st, Minimosu and everyone's favorite Globum. Finally though, did you know that most of the current rare 2-star cards have been made within the last 5 years? So, that led me to think, who were the first few rare 2-star cards? Well, the first rare 2-star card was released on November 17th, 2006. It was none other than Marliza CR. Following her in 2007, there were only 3 more: Graf, Dash, and Steve. Only 4 rare 2-star cards were released within the first 2 years of UR's existence. That's pretty interesting, right? No, I think so. Anyway, it's interesting to me. So, let's take a look at a breakdown of all the current 2-star cards by their clans and rarities. As you can see, of the 274 or so 2-star cards in the game, there are currently 9 2-star CRs, of which only 3 are desirable in any way for play, with Roots having the most, 2. There are 3 2-star LDs, and only 31 rare 2-stars. Now I'm just going to be honest here, that fact really surprised me when I was making the chart. For some reason, I had always thought that there were a lot more 2-star cards that were rares. So of the rare 2-star cards, all but Berserk, Frozen, Hurricane, and Raptors have one. And the clans with the most rare 2-star cards are Skeels and Sakrom with 3 each. Clans with the most uncommons are Pussycats and All-Stars with 5 each. Hurricane is the only clan with only common 2-stars. And as for commons, Uppers has the most, with 9. So, when I rated the 2-star cards, I tried to keep a few rules in mind. 1. The card must be fully leveled at 2 stars. No partially leveled cards. 2. Is it conditional? How does it handle outside of its condition? 3. Is it a mono-only card? 4. How well does it perform its function? Whether that's defeat, DR, etc. 5. How well does it work with other cards in its clan? What is its synergy within its clan? 6. How solid is the card versus things like SOA, SOB, or various types of manipulation? And 7. Can this card be used against 5-star cards and still be worth the pills needed? Of course, the artwork, bio, and enjoyability to play are also minor factors in choosing my top 10. Popularity helps, but it doesn't guarantee a place on my list. I don't care if such and such a card sells for more on the market than another one, because rarity, card hoarders, time of release, a clan's usefulness in ELO, or other things can all be outside influences that affect the price in ways that don't accurately represent which are actually the best. Also, some may not have been around long enough to prove themselves to me yet, so to speak. So you may see some really good new 2-stars that just didn't make the list. Now, since there are a ton of 2-star cards, I've decided to limit it to no more than 2 cards from the same clan. In most cases, this was no problem, but certain clans Sentinel definitely could have had more than 2. Well, why limit it to 2? Because most good, solid decks shouldn't need more than 2 2-stars in my opinion. Maybe occasionally you'll use 3, but having less 2-star cards is really important for presenting an automatic loss or a bad low-star draw. Also, I didn't want to just post all of the 2-star cards from 4 clans, saying, well, these are all used in the best 16 to 18 star decks. As always, my list is not the definitive one. It's just my own opinion based on my own playstyle and preferences. I promise I didn't leave off your favorite on purpose if it's not there. Even with 25, chances are pretty good I've still left off a few really good 2-star cards. So, without any further ado, let's get into the top 25. Coming in 25th through 21st place are Salzburg, Derby Queen, Argos, Sabia, and Flora. This grouping contains mostly 2-stars that are designed to lose, so I've dubbed them the best losers. Salzburg is a free 3 damage, or sucks 2 to 3 pills from your opponent, and still does 2. His low power and weakness to SOA kept him low, and his min can be a pain, so you have to be able to withstand the full damage of your character, which kept him low on my list. Derby Queen has great attack manipulation and a potential 5 damage. However, she's conditional, she's weak to SOA, and could potentially lose some of that attack manipulation before her first chance to be played even rolls around. Argos sneaks in at 23rd. His ability to recover 3 pills and return to 13 is on par with several 5-star cards' abilities. He lost points because he's quite weak to SOA, and you have to suck up the full amount of damage by the opponent as well in order to get the full benefit. Sabia is an amazing DR of 4, but her low damage, preventing 2-hit KOs with many of her clan 5-stars really hurt her, because she's in a clan that's designed for the 2-hit KO. She also has a min of 2, is crippled against SOA, and is relegated to kind of a mono junta only deck. Flora beat out Sabia because of her combination of defeat plus SOA. This can end up stopping far more than just 4 damage from getting through. She still requires you to survive the round though, and has very low power, making her one of the best 0-pill cards in the game, but also not a card that's going to win too many rounds. Coming in 20th through 16th place are Ryujin, Angelo, Pearl, Tolliver, and Dorothy. This grouping is kind of a big conditional grouping, so I call them conditional success. Ryujin has a high power, an attack manipulation cancellation, and the ability to not only destroy plus or minus life cards, but to stop heal, poison, and or toxin for one entire round. However, against normal cards, he can be kind of useless. Angelo has the SOA and the Montana bonus, making him a huge pain in the rear end. However, his power and damage are just a bit low, and you need 1 pill for his bonus to take effect and start working. Pearl is potentially a 9/5, but is quite weak to SOA. Also, her conditionality forces her maximum potential into the 4th round only, or later rounds. Tolliver is just like Pearl, except that he's able to be used in 2 rounds, and SOA doesn't cripple him quite as much. He's also better overall against SOB. Finally, Dorothy is the conditional queen, but that only lands her at 16th on my list. As a virtual 9/8, 2 rounds a game with Fury, she can be one of the most devastating 2-star cards in the entire game. She's crippled by DR or SOA though, so she's definitely a glass cannon. Up next in 15th through 11th place, we have Shazam, Seawing, Fanny, Lucy, and Nabrissa. This grouping is mostly about versatility, so all about the versatility. Shazam morphs well into any situation, almost assuring that freaks get that poison in round 1 and always having what he needs to keep up. His damage is still a bit low though, and he may also copy a useless power, so he may remain only a straight up 7 power card with no real advantage. Seawing is an old favorite of mine, giving back both pills and doing 2 damage, which shows versatility in usage and is the best of both worlds. Even against SOA, he can go in a few pills to block a bluff and return those pills if he loses. Problem is that he's still got low power against stop-op ability, and SOA-SOB reduces gains. Fanny is the highest power 2-star card in the game at 11. What a wall. However, she's only 2 damage and still requires a few pills to guarantee that that wall does what it was there to do in the first place. Lucy comes in at 12th. Her SOB can be extremely helpful in keeping her bonus and reducing damage further against damage bonus clans. However, against other clans, she only makes it easier for her to win, which you usually don't want to do, since she only has 2 damage. This is why Nabrissa wins out at number 11, even though she may not be as sure to guarantee that DR like Lucy. Her 9 potential power allows her to overcome attack and power manipulation clans, giving her versatility on offense and defense, as well as doing a decent amount of damage for the Pussycats clan, especially for a 2-star. So, without further ado, let's take a look at who, if you forced me to choose them, my top 10 2-star cards would be. In 10th place, from Rescue, Dr. Norton. In the coveted top 10, 10th place goes to Dr. Norton, because he's been ELO banned almost since the week after his release. His ability to troll is almost unparalleled in the game. Then, he even forces opponents to get over the rescue bonus. He is such a good card, and the only gripes I have are that he has to be played in a mono deck, which you are going to do anyway for Rescue though. He's only 2 damage, and that against stop-out bonus, he loses a lot of his scariness. Otherwise, he is a beastly 2-star. In 9th place, from Piranhas, Hawkins. Originally, I had him a little bit lower, but it's difficult to deny the true usefulness of Hawkins. That min 1 on his ability is truly magnificent. His ability allows for 2 extra pills to be played, giving him a virtual plus 14 attack. His low min also allows him to be played in later rounds. However, he's still very weak to SOA, has only 2 damage, and reducing his power reduces that virtual attack amount. Again though, he is a beastly 2-star card. In 8th place, from Sacrom, is Oxo, or Oxo. The more I look at Oxo, the more I realize what a beast he is. 6'3" with unconditional SOA and attack manipulation that basically means that he wins 0-pill battles? Yes please! My only complaint is the 6 power. Again, a truly horrifying 2-star to come up against. Next, in 7th place, from Bangers, is Dugsnop, or Dugsnop. What a wonderful 2-star. A virtual plus 18 attack? Sign me up. My main complaints are that SOA hurts his effectiveness and that he's really only 2 damage. Otherwise, Bangers has benefited immensely from this 2-star addition to their clan. In 6th place, from Sentinel, is Z-Robbie. Just outside the top 5 is Z-Robbie. His copy-op bonus is so powerful, and Sentinel certainly didn't need such a dominant card in its arsenal. Extremely versatile, Z-Robbie has the power and base attack manipulation bonus to make it a real pain for any card that comes up against him. My only complaint is the 2 damage. Seriously, that's it. Making it into my top 5 should have been one that you were expecting to see here from Montana, Spiaggi. Who doesn't love this card? He is instantly recognizable as a royal pain in the keister. -3 damage min 1 and a 2-pill play attack value of 24 means that you're either shelling out 3 additional pills to do 3 less damage, or you're just gonna let Spiaggi get through. Absolutely one of the best reducers in the game, with my only complaints being that he does just 1 damage, and that now I kinda wanna go eat some pasta. In 4th place, from Roots, Arno. This card has a huge love-hate relationship with many players, which should immediately tell you something about him, her. Anyway, Arno and Pistachio may not initially seem to be worth it due to the ridiculously low power, but that plays into a huge underused strategy in UR, controlling the conditional for each round. On top of that, Arno's SOA and DR makes him or her able to cut through protection damage cards and blocks tons of additional damage that the opponent's ability may have given them. Arno is, I'll say it right now, perhaps the perfect 2-star DR in the game, allowing to potentially even sneak 4 damage in. But to me, the best 2-star card will most likely never be a 0-pill toss card. Arno does that perfectly. But I also want my top 3 cards to be able to win too. Yeah, you can sneak Arno in, but realistically, Arno can only win if you sneak him in, not in a serious round 3 or round 4 battle. Oh, and Arno is almost worse than useless versus Roots and Geistex. In 3rd place, from All-Stars, Jessie. A virtual 9/4, she is practically immune to DR and can be used to prevent a 2-hit KO with her plus life. This makes her extremely versatile, and she's also ridiculously stable, with almost nothing completely taking her down. Seriously, think of any card in the game, compare them to Jessie, and Jessie is going to be able to hold her own. Jessie is absolutely rock solid, and is equally useful in all 4 rounds and in half decks. I promise that you will not find a more solid card in perhaps all of UR, and especially not one that also packs such a punch for the number of stars that they're giving you. So what she may lack in flashiness, she more than makes up for in her solidness. In 2nd place, from Sentinel, the Beast, the Legend, Lehane. There are only two downsides to Lehane: her 2 damage, and the fact that you can only use one of her in your deck. Seriously, 8 power, 8 attack manipulation, and SOB on a 2-star? How can you not love this card? There is good reason that she's been banned from nearly everything forever. But even so, Lehane is not my number 1 card. My number 1 2-star card goes to the man from Junks, Gil. To be entirely honest, I really didn't want to say that Gil was the best 2-star card. But no matter how I looked at it, Gil was undeniably fantastic. Yes, you can argue that he loses a lot against SOA, but he still has the attack manipulation. You can say that SOB wrecks his attack manipulation, but he's still got the -3 pills, which, by the way, translates to a virtual +21 attack. That's ridiculous, and it's not even counting the +8 from his clan bonus. Additionally, the minus pills ability is perfect for Junks, because they tend to fare better in low pill battles. Of course, I still complain that Gil only has 2 damage, but the fact that you essentially have 36 attack by breaking even, that's insane. Almost nothing else in the game offers that, making Gil one of the most dominant cards at full power. So just to give you an idea of how amazing Gil is, he offers even more attack manipulation than many of the quintessential attack manipulation cards that you may be able to think of. I've made a list here of the top cards in UR and attack manipulation values. In fact, El Divino holds the record for straight-up attack manipulation cards at 32. As you can see, by far though, the best attack manipulation cards are actually the pill manipulation cards. Anyway, quickly glancing at this chart shows that only 5 cards in the entire game can put up a better break-even stat in all of UR. Now, if you don't understand what I mean by break-even, it means the amount of attack that you can generate and still end up with the same number of pills as your opponent after the round ends, even if they bluff. Now, Gil can be used to bluff for potentially an even bigger gap, and is an excellent opening card, or great pill control second round card. As such, remember that most 2-star cards want to be able to win with very few pills if possible, and Gil to me is the best of all worlds. That, or you could even try to Fury with him for free essentially. This makes Gil solid, versatile, and extremely deadly. He's slightly more useful in early rounds, but still a great bluff that can produce a huge pill gap. He synergizes well with the rest of his clan, and his ability fits perfectly with his clan's bonus. This makes him my number 1 2-star card. Well, this concludes my top 25 for 2-star cards. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, then feel free to like it, favorite it, and share it. Don't forget to leave a comment below with what you thought of my list. Even if you think I got everything perfect, which is highly unlikely, let me know what some of your favorite 2-star cards are down below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more of my Urban Rivals videos. This is Xonia, and you've been in the zone.